morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio, and I told you guys that the full set reveal for Crimson Haze was coming down today. I was right. Of course I was right. It's not some magic prediction. It's 1 week before the official release of the set. The official website in Japan always puts the full set list, not including secret rares, up on the website 1 week before the official release. This was not a massive prediction, but it is fun. There were 2 EXs we've not yet seen, and we were missing an Ace Spec. But of course, with the full set reveal now, we can look at all of those cards. So let's start off having a look at the one we've been waiting for. It's Fighting Type Terra Greninja EX. We saw that this was coming on the Pokémon Day tease, where they showed us that picture, and they had all of those cards on there, and one of them was a Terra type Fighting Greninja. Then last week they showed us the sleeves that confirmed it was coming in this set. Now we can finally actually take a look at the card. Oh, and while we're here, there is also a special illustration rare as well, which is a weird one for me. I can't decide how much I love this, but every time, like half the time I look at this, I think it's absolutely stunning and brilliant and amazing and wonderful. And half the time I look at this, I'm like, it's fine. Cannot make my mind up. What I do know is some people are going to love this. I might love this. And we've got ourselves a Greninja. And that is pretty gosh darn cool. And it's a very good Greninja. I have, as always, done the translations myself, but I have checked with the lovely Antoine Boulet to make sure I've not done anything stupid. Good. 310 HP on a stage 2 is honestly a little bit low, but it is in line with Gardevoir, and I think it's fair to say that Gardevoir is pretty gosh darn good and sees quite a bit of play. And then we've got 2 good attacks. For a single Water Energy, Ninja Blade, 170 damage, you may search your deck for any one card and put it into your hand. This is great. Now, only searching for one is not ideal, because obviously, we've seen stuff like Togekiss in the past that lets you search for multiple. Togekiss VMAX let you go and get any 2. And that was a VMAX, an effective stage 1, rather than a literal actual stage 2, alright? Fine. Here's the thing, though. Togekiss's attack was kind of hot garbage. 120 for 2 energy, who cares? Not many people. This is great. 170 is actually a super duper duper relevant number. And the reason it's a super duper duper relevant number is because with weakness, you will KO anything. Highest HP we've seen in the game so far is 340. This will go and hit 340 with weakness. Oh, look. Look at that. Look how that worked out. Love it. Absolutely love it. It's a fighting type, but it uses water energy, so you're hitting a different weakness, essentially, which is great. And look, fighting type hits good weaknesses. It hits colorless weakness. Well, it hits weakness on colorless Pokemon is probably more accurate. Like, for instance, Arceus, which, incidentally, we're expecting to still be very, very good post-rotation. It hits lightning weakness, or weakness on lightning Pokemon. Think things like Miraidon or Iron Hands. It hits weakness on some darkness-type Pokemon, which is quite nice. Essentially, the darkness Pokemon that have come through as poison will be hit for weakness here, whereas ones that come through as darkness won't be. It's not honestly hugely relevant now, but it might be in the future. Then, of course, you get to search for any card you like. This is awesome, and I love it. But I really like the second attack as well. 1 water, 2 colorless. You discard 2 energy from this Pokemon and then deal 120 to 2 of your opponent's Pokemon. Oh, well, you know what? We got Boomerang Energy the other day. Boomerang Energy works phenomenally here, because essentially what you do is you discard a Boomerang Energy and a Basic Energy. Boomerang Energy then reattaches, and that means that next turn you only need to reattach a single energy. And oh look, you're off and rolling. And that's what's so good about this. The fact that you can essentially use Boomerang Energy so that you only need to reattach a single energy every turn, and then you're doing 120 to 2 of your opponent's Pokemon. Yeah, it's phenomenal and I love it. It's kind of like the mirror image of Garchomp EX, because Garchomp is a water Pokemon that uses fighting energy but is a stage 2, and Garchomp's got a single energy attack. Now it attaches energy rather than searches any card, but it's still very much kind of your support attack, and it does decent damage. And then Garchomp is 2 energy discard to 120 to 1. This is 3 energy discard to 120 to 2. I love this. I'm giving it 4 Wassies. The fact that it's a stage 2 is obviously going to hurt, but I genuinely believe that both of these attacks are really good, and it's a Greninja. So we know we're going to get more Greninja. Pokemon love Greninja, and every time we get another Greninja, it can be combined with this. Not sure any of the ones we've got at the moment are good enough, but it's still very, very nice. But wait! That is not the only EX I can show you this morning. I can also show you Sinistcha EX. Yay! We knew this was coming, of course. We knew that it was coming from the Crimson Haze booster pack. We knew it was an EX with the Twilight Masquerade reveal yesterday. But what we've got here is 240 HP on a stage 1, which is fine. But we got single colorless energy. Choose one of your opponent's Pokemon. Put 2 damage counters on that Pokemon for each basic grass energy in your discard pile. Then shuffle all of those energy cards back into your deck. That's not bad, ladies and gentlemen. That's not bad. I like this. It's only for a single energy. It's on a stage 1. And sure, you need to, evolve it up, and it's going to take you a couple of minutes to get the energy in the discard. But in theory here, you can be dropping a lot of damage counters. Now, they all have to go on the same Pokemon, but let's say you get 11 energy in the discard. That's dropping 220 damage, and it's dropping damage counters, which means it's not blocked by Manaphy, for instance. I think this could be very, very good. It's not an every turn attack, but as a finisher in grass decks, I love it. As I'm playing a grass deck, I might as well play some aggressive draw cards that discard a lot, or a bunch of cards that can discard, so that I can build this up a little bit quicker. I like that as well. I just think this is pretty gosh darn cool, honestly. I'm quite a fan. And then the second attack, well, it's 2 energy, 120, heal 30 from each of your Pokemon. This I don't like nearly as much. I think the first attack is the star here. But if you can get a KO with this first attack, then you can essentially use this to just heal a bunch of your bench Pokemon. Now, you're not always going to have enough bench Pokemon sitting there to actually warrant using this, and it only does 120 damage, and it's not a single energy attack. There are downsides across the board here. Not arguing there aren't. What I am saying is that I do think there is a lot of potential with at least the first attack, and I should mention there is also a Poltergeist here, which I like quite a lot. Not for the attack, but the ability prevents all damage and effects of attacks from your opponent when it's on the bench. So all damage from and effects of attacks when it's on the bench. Yeah, that's not bad, ladies and gentlemen. That's not bad at all. It's also got 30 HP, which is absolute flat-out hot garbage. It's horrendous. But your opponent can't hit it on the bench or drop damage counters on the bench. Now, they can from abilities and such, but not from attacks. So that will at least give you an element of survivability. Let's give this between 3 and 4 Wassies. We don't give half Wassies. That would be barbaric. I don't think it's phenomenal, but I think the first attack at least has a bunch of potential, and that makes it very interesting to me. But I did promise you one last Ace Spec. They seem pretty straight at 3 Ace Specs per set. And we've got it. And it is Hyper Aroma. And it's an item card. And it lets you search your deck for 3 Stage 1 Evolution Pokemon, reveal them, and put them into your hand. And I'm not 100% sure how I feel about this. Now, on the one hand, Stage 1 Pokemon have been my bread and butter for pretty much my entire time playing the game. I love Stage 1 Pokemon, and look, searching 3 Pokemon with 1 item card is clearly ridiculous. Especially when, that Stage 1 Pokemon could be something like a Bibarel, and then that's going to be your draw engine, and then you're off and rolling. Or you play it in Gardevoir, and this goes and gets you 3 Curlier, and then your entire draw engine is up and rolling immediately. And I think, there's something I'm going to do a video about later on, I believe, but I think Pokemon have done a much, much better job at Ace Specs this time round than they did last time. I think there are a lot more Ace Specs where you're looking at it and going, It's not for every deck, but I could see this seeing some play. And I honestly could see this seeing some play. Is this going to be played above Prime Catcher in most decks? No! Not even in every Stage 1 deck, let's be clear. There's going to be a bunch of Stage 1 decks that still want the extra gusting with Prime Catcher. But using this as it's an item card and it basically gets me set up. Like turn 1, go and get all of your basics out. And then turn 2, I play, let's say, an Arven. And then I get a Pokemon tool and this. And it gets me 3 Stage 1s. And then I'm completely set up. Yeah. There will be people that use this. I don't think it is the best Ace Spec, and I don't think it's going to be a staple in every deck, but I absolutely do think there are going to be some decks that are primarily built around Stage 1s, where your attackers are Stage 1s, and your support are Stage 1, and your draw engines are Stage 1s, where this becomes a phenomenal card, where you kind of drop it and you're completely set up out of nowhere. So, yeah, I'm giving this one 4 Wassies. I think there is a lot of potential here. I think this one could be awesome. That's what I think. I want to know what you think. So let me know in the comment section, would you? Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at @TheWasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, and all kinds of fun things. And get shout-outs on the channel like the lovely Tamberlin, who's been a supporter of ours for a long time now and is a very lovely person, so shout out to them for the support and the loveliness. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.